again on the west coast. It's not the hottest. Throw into South Africa in the left back position, which is going to be taken by Aubrey Modiba. Tried to play it down the line to Oswin Apollos, who couldn't turn. He's won another throw in. It's a 5-yard gain, reaching Gridiron. Is halfway to a first down and 10. Of course, it's not Gridiron. It's not that football. It's a different football today. This is the round of 32. It's where it gets serious. It's where 90 minutes plus 3 minutes of hydration breaks in each half meet with 30 minutes of extra time, and even the penalty shootouts, they can't be far away. But here comes South Africa for the first time, trying to get forward with Apollos. Apollos has to check back. He's got Aubrey Modiba there. Back into the centre of the defence, all the way back from Bikazili and Bukazi. Now it's Emi Okon and the goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams, biding his time, Ronwen Williams. Experienced goalkeeper, isn't he? 34 years of age, 66th cap for his country tonight. Canada are on the attack now with Liam Miller. He's their go-to man down that left-hand side. And try and utilise him at every juncture they possibly can. So, full of the tricks of the trade, and he is their go-to man in every sense of the word. Canada looking to get forward down the right-hand side now. It's a spoon ball inside towards Justa Keo, and that looks like a foul to me from Tejan Buchanan. Indeed, that's what has been given. Yeah, Buchanan went through the back. No questions at all about that. So even Stevens at the moment, 0-0. There's another chance here for Aubrey Modiba in the left-back position to get forward. He's on the halfway line. He checks all the way back to Bikazili and Bukazi. Bikazili and Bukazi is a player who plays his football in the US. He's only 21 years of age. He plays for Chicago Fire. Big day for him. Glancing header has been faced away by Alistair Johnston to deny the ball going to Oswin Apollos. South Africa will start over again. Uday all the way back, and well, it's a chase now for Jonathan David to put some pressure on the goalkeeper, and Ronwen Williams is able to clear up to the halfway line. Good win in the air by Derek Cornelius. Derek Cornelius, recognisable name for those of us that have covered football around the world. He plays his football for Marseille, and he doesn't get too many minutes for the French Giants. But this is a long ball forward, and there's a chance here for South Africa to get in around the back with Evidence. Makupa finding Mofokeng. Mofokeng gets the ball tangled underneath his feet for a second, and then a long drive from distance from Yaya Sithole. It's a save by the goalkeeper, Maxime Crepeau, and Crepeau gets down, pushes it away, and is able to react quicker than everyone else and get up and claim the ball. The ball has been played down the Canada right-hand side. Tussling for it was Jonathan David, but it was Crepeau that got down and made the first save of the game by either goalkeeper. 6 minutes gone, 0-0. South Africa on the defensive at the moment, though. Johnston takes this throw in about 25 yards from the corner flag to his number 25, Nathan Saliba. Nathan Saliba in the holding midfield position, the Anderlecht player. Gets it to the left-hand side. It's cleared away, but then a scoop shot from distance from Stephen Eustaquio. And that one flies over the top of the crossbar. He was always leaning back there. The shot at the other end from Teboho Mokoena certainly had the goalkeeper extended, got down, saved as he should have done. It was a savable shot. As a reaction to the rebound that made the difference. We're looking at a scoreline of 0-0 here. 7 minutes gone. South Africa 0, Canada 0. They're not the home side by any means today. This is a major tournament. Canada have come to California to take this one up. It's a fantastic stadium. This, the Inglewood Stadium in California, and it's full to the rafters. And there are plenty of South Africans that have exchanged continents for this one. Long ball forward, and there's a good run into the penalty area here by Tejan Buchanan. And he's ended up winning the corner, has he? Well, there's a tangle between Buchanan and the defender, Bukazili Mbukazi. The referee's given the free kick. Mbukazi let the ball run across him, and then he tried to turn across the flight path of the Canadian winger, who hooked it back inside, and that's when he got in front of the attacker in Bukazi and won a free kick. But it was a poor touch, but what followed then was some clever defending to win the free kick. 8 minutes gone, 0-0. South Africa in the yellow shirts and the green shorts, kicking from right to left. Canada in all black today. They change colours. Back with the South African goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. This is the first of the round of 32, the first of 16 games. Guarantee you there'll be drama. I guarantee you there'll be penalty shootouts and extra time. And, well, who knows what this one is going to serve up. But the group stages saw both these sides finish second with 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss, suggesting there's probably not too much between these two. It's played out wide quickly to the left-hand side. In comes the cross. It was a pass by Miller to try and feed it out to Eustaquio. They kind of swap roles there. Miller coming inside, gets it out wide, and it's Larea that bursts into the box, and it's a sliding tackle by Mbukazi to put it behind for a corner. Canada winning the first corner of the game in this round of 32 fixture. It's going to be taken by Stephen Eustaquio. Stephen Eustaquio, who plays for LAFC. And it comes, eludes everyone. And it's going to roll out for a goal kick, is it? No, it's not. So it's cleared away. That looked like a foul. Referee's playing on. I don't know what the advantage is there from the referee, because it was a clear and obvious foul on Mbukazi. He was flattened as he cleared the ball, and he cleared it down the line to one of his teammates who had his back to goal. Canadian player marking him very tightly, and he wasn't going to get out of the situation very easily. So there was certainly no advantage. I don't know why the referee tried to hold it for as long as possible to try and play an advantage. Los Angeles, the destination. The scoreline is 0-0. The game is South Africa against Canada. You are listening to studio-based off-due commentary from a round of 32 opener. 0-0 between South Africa and Canada. And South Africa on the attack at the moment. That was a heavy challenge by Tejan Buchanan. Looked to me like a foul, but the referee chose to play on. That's okay, as long as he applies that consistency across the board. The referee today is João Pinheiro, and he is a referee from Portugal. There's a lot of Champions League games, and this is a long ball down the line, which Liam Miller will chase. Liam Miller beaten to it. Points at the ball does Khaliso Mudo, and there was no doubt that he did get the ball there. Long ball forward, cut out by Moses Bombito. Moses Bombito done well there. The player that plays in France for Nice, who just escaped relegation from Ligue 1. That's Winnipollis, backwards rather than forwards. And wide by Mokoena. It's the left back Aubrey Modiba for South Africa. Those vivid, bright yellow shirts and the green shorts. The not quite so bright all black of Canada. 0-0 with just over 11 gone. South Africa have overcooked that in the middle of the park with Mokoena. They didn't get punished though, and they've managed to get it clear. A little step over on the far side. Seems to slip over to Oswin Apolis. And that allows Canada to win the throw. It's 11 and a half minutes on the clock. Incidentally, the winners of this will go on to the round of 16. They will head to Houston and they will play against the Dutch or the Moroccans. It'll be a good game. They're all good games now. Here comes a cross in towards the edge of the penalty area. It's a lovely turn from Tani Oluwaseyi. He couldn't put anything on the end of it. It was a lovely ball inside from Alistair Johnston, who burst forward down the right-hand side, cuts it across to the edge of the penalty area, and Tani Oluwaseyi tried to turn, but it didn't react quick enough to get the shot away, unfortunately, for Canada. So let's off for South Africa. Canada have been the more adventurous side so far. It's not that South Africa haven't crossed the halfway line, because they have, and they do house a threat. Gone with Evidence Makopa in attack for this one. We've not seen any evidence from Evidence so far that he can win this game. Plays in his homeland for Orlando Pirates, who recently won the CONCACAF Champions League. This is his 30th cap today. It's a long ball down the left-hand side, and here come South Africa. Apolis going inside. This is the aforementioned Evidence Makopa. Now held out by Mofokeng. Mofokeng tees it up to Mokoena. Mokoena gets it to the left-hand side. It's going to be lifted in here by Modiba, is it? But he gets past one, plays it inside. It's a clever little flick inside, cleared away very well by Eustaquio. It hits Saliba, and they've managed to get it back here at South Africa on the halfway line with Bekazili Mbakazi. Back out wide to Aubrey Modiba. Modiba has overhit the pass inside. It's been won back by Stephen Eustaquio, and now there's a breakaway down the left-hand side. It's Miller into the penalty area. Really good defending, top quality defending by Bekazili Mbakazi. And he had to step in there. He had to be forceful, and he sprints across and he shows his pace. He's a pretty stocky defender, but he gets motoring there and he manages to close the gap between Miller and goal. And as he comes across, he's trailing right foot, heels it behind for another Canadian corner, but that was a chance for Liam Miller. Good defending by Mbakazi. They're certainly the better side at the moment. A goal kick has been awarded, which I'm finding slightly puzzling, although I haven't seen the right angle of a replay to perhaps change my mind, but I felt that was definitely a corner. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Be sure to watch this round of 16 match on your local, regional or national television broadcaster. You're listening to studio-based off-tube commentary of the game between South Africa and Canada. And yes, we're into the round of 32. And we're at the Inglewood Stadium in California. Keeping an eagle eye on this one, which is 0-0. And it's nice and lively and open. It's not a cagey contest. And South Africa are under a little bit of pressure here from Oluwaseyi. Pulls it back, and Jonathan David never really got a grasp of that. Nearly came through to Tejan Buchanan. Buchanan's looked lively down this right-hand side, and he nearly got a lucky break there. Three defenders surrounding Jonathan David, who's the clear threat. And that ball bobbled away into the path of Buchanan, and he was denied by some quick thinking from Yaya Sitole to put it behind for a corner. Corner which is retained by Eustaquio. Mr. Keogh raises his right arm. He's going to use his right foot for an outswinger here. The NAFC player lifts it in. There's two players gone down. It's an effort which has gone flying wide of the target from Jonathan David. Not sure how much he knew of that, but he peeled away from his man. He was being held. The initial run to the near post was by Tani Olawasiu, and he was clearly being manhandled. Don't know whether VAR might spot that, but it didn't make it through to him. It made it through to Jonathan David, who thrust it wide. So a goal kick, and I think they might just have got away with one there. South Africa. As we expected, it's Canada that have had the lion's share of the possession. We played nearly 17 minutes. It is still goalless in this first knockout encounter in the competition. It's a round of 32, a place in the round of 16, and a game against Morocco or the Netherlands awaits the winners of this one. Who will be the first team through to the last 16 of the competition? We will wait and see. Lots of Canadian fans have made the journey down to California, cheering on their side, who are the dominant force so far. Alistair Johnston will take this throw. Jesse March is marching up and down in his technical area down below. Former Salzburg manager, former Leeds United boss as well. Ball forward, but cleared away by Imbukazi. Bouncing around in the midfield, thrust up in the air. Anywhere will do for Tupelo Maseko. Now it's with Liam Miller on the left-hand side, on the halfway line. Gets it back again from Eustaquio. Miller all the way back to Derek Cornelius. And then Luis Bombito into the midfield. Nice little distribution there from Saliba, who took it back again, tries to get it out wide to Liam Miller. Quick thinking to get it back though from Mudo. Winning it back in the midfield, Mufakeng. Mufakeng, tall player that sits just in front of Tabuhu Mokoena and Yaya Sitoli. 18 minutes gone. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Who's been the better side? No doubt it's been Canada. They've had the better chances, but so far haven't made the breakthrough. Three matches for Canada on US soil in 2025, and they went unbeaten in those three matches in 2025 on US soil, drawing 2, winning 1. So their record when travelling south to the US has been good. None of those games were against the US, by the way. They were all friendlies lined up in USA. That was all in 2025. This is their first game in the US in 2026. Long ball out towards the left-hand side. The only trouble is Aubrey Modibo, inexplicably, to try and catch the ball as it came out of the sky, backed off about a yard off the pitch before he was able to reach it, by which time it's gone over the line, and it's a throw into South Africa. They've given it away rather cheaply, but there was a foul in there from Mofokeng. Foul on Saliba. Saliba goes down and wins a free kick. Nathan Saliba, 22-year-old youngster, very talented individual. Only his 18th cap for the country. Can score goals. He's got 3 at international level, and he might just be, with a good World Cup behind him, focus of maybe the attentions of one or two bigger clubs. Long ball down the middle towards Evidence Mukapa. He does his job, Cornelius. He's an experienced defender, Cornelius. Stepping in the way. Marseille defender who will be making the move away from Marseille this summer. Yes, that's what we've been told. So still 0-0. It's a ball out to the left-hand side, which has gone out for a throw-in. It's a free kick, in fact. Definite foul, that one. Absolutely no doubt about that at all. So still 0-0, but South Africa are on the ascendancy here. Free kick, Miller. He's going to take it for Canada. He runs over it. It's lifted in by Eustaquio. Well, it was a good ball in, but it just bounced away from Derek Cornelius, who thought he was in, and it was a floppy header from Cornelius. And really, he's got to be scoring there. That's a free header. Best chance of the game so far, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. And Ronwen Williams couldn't believe his luck. And now at the other end, South Africa might have a big chance himself. Masako into the penalty area, tries to cut inside. He's got two defenders between him and the goal. Holds it up well, looking for some support. Comes from Mukwena. His shot is blocked away, and it will drift away to the right-hand side while Kuliso Mude will take hold. It's cleared away by the Canadian defence, and it was a ball down the line by Nathan Saliba. And South Africa have it again. The cooling break is here. Hydration break has been called by the referee. Bang on 23 minutes. So 0-0 the scoreline, but really that chance just now for Derek Cornelius was the best chance of the game, and they've been the better side, Canada. Great ball in it was too from Steven Eustaquio. Those type of deliveries, it's a free header. You've got to be taking those chances in these games. How much will Derek Cornelius need to regret that one? He's only scored one goal in 48 appearances. So two sets of players having a listen to the words of the two coaches. The experienced Hugo Broos has been there, seen it, done it for South Africa. They've looked lively on one or two occasions, bursting forward with numbers on the counter-attack, but it's been Canada under the watchful eye of their coach Jesse March, the American, on home soil for him today. They'll be loving it if they could get through to the round of 16. Well, long chat with his players, particularly Hugo Broos. Not so many words from Jesse March. Neither side has been forced into any changes yet. The game came to a grinding halt on 23 minutes. And now just about ready to get back into the thick of the action. It is Canada 0, South Africa 0. Words of advice continuing for both coaches. And now it's Jesse March that's getting a bit more animated with his players. And I think he'll be frustrated that that chance came to Derek Cornelius, and really he has to be scoring with that header. He's got away from his marker. He's got a free header in front of goal central in the 6-yard box, and he brushes it straight at the goalkeeper when really he needs to be scoring. And the hydration break lasts for exactly 3 minutes, and this one is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So the two sets of players are starting to make their way back out onto the pitch. And, South Africa 0, Canada 0 remains the scoreline. Referee from Portugal, João Pinheiro, ready to get this second quarter underway. It does seem very Americanized now that these hydration breaks have been introduced. Here's South Africa that restart the game deep inside their own half. It's their goalkeeper that's got the ball at the moment, Ronwen Williams. All pumped forward by Mbukazi. That's gone straight through to the Canadian goalkeeper, Maxime Crepeau. Crepeau has distributed to the left-hand side. It's with Larrea. Larrea trying to muscle his way forward, and he's done really well. Finding David, who gets it wide quickly to Liam Miller. Liam Miller cutting inside. He gets it back off of a South African player, diverted inadvertently, and luckily back to him. But the cross coming in from Eustaquio. Well, he delivered that free kick a few minutes ago, but that one wasn't anywhere near as dangerous. They've had 53% of the possession of South Africa to only 40% from Canada, with 7% in contest. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like a very even. Well, it's not a million miles away from being even, 53 against 40, but it feels like Canada have had more of anything. But here they come again down that far side with Oluwaseyo. Cleared away by South Africans, only as far as Cornelius, brings it under control. Looking for a little bit of movement ahead of him is Larrea. Eustaquio. Larrea again, sweeps it inside. This is Bombito. Out to the right-hand side, and Buchanan. He looks lively, Buchanan. Plays for Villarreal in Spain. And we're looking forward to seeing if they can utilise his dangers down this near side a little more often. What we have seen of him, he's looked very dangerous. Still, this game is at 0-0. Still, South Africa hanging on in there. There's that one big chance, could have been a game changer, and Cornelius really should have scored. Here come Canada again, long ball forward, trying to seek out Oluwaseyo, but that was a good header away by Ocon. In the midfield, it bypasses Saliba, and it's been brought away by Situli. Situli gets it wide to Oswin Apollos. Apollos on the halfway line, drags it one way, then the other, just lays it off again to Situli. Backwards, Mbukazi, and then Emre Ocon. Ocon once more, receiving the pass from Koliso Mudau, the right back over on the far side of the pitch. The Mamelodi Sundowns player, another player with Champions League winning mentality in the African continent. Sundowns winning the final over two legs, dramatic style, back in May. Almost in July now, and this competition is just starting to heat up, isn't it? This is the first of the round of 32 matches, and it will kick off with Canada against South Africa here in California. Just edging up towards the half an hour mark. It is goalless. South Africa have the ball. Their goalkeeper's got it on the edge of the box, and it's kind of stalemate at the moment. He's standing there waiting to be closed down by the Canadians. Waits and waits and waits. Eventually he is closed down by Jonathan David and clips it up to the halfway line. Now Mokoena plays the ball down the channel. It's running into the channel for Mofokeng. Mofokeng pulls it back. Situli, what can he do with the cross? Mokoena straight into the arms of the Canadian goalkeeper, Maxime Crepeau. He bends it in, but you know, if that's going to be dangerous, you've got to get someone running across it. And wasn't quite the right angle to encourage the striker, but just dallied on the ball there at the back, did Moise Bombito, and it was taken off of his toes by Evidence Makupa on the edge of the penalty area. Luckily for Canada, there was some wise thinking from Alistair Johnston to win it back abruptly for the Canadians. 0-0 the scoreline, 30.5 minutes gone in California. So far, Liam Miller hasn't got much change out of Koliso Mudau, who wins the latest duel. It's going to be a throw-in to Canada over on the far side. Chested down by Eustaquio. the way back to the halfway line. And Moise Bombito rolled forward by Alistair Johnston. On the right-hand side at the moment, Jonathan David. The inside from Stephen Eustaquio. He's got good distribution, good range, and can punch between the lines. Up towards Oluwaseyi. They're playing with two up top. Canada looking to try and edge their way through to the round of 16, which would represent their best ever efforts on the biggest stage of all in international football. Co-hosts, of course, Canada. Their home games in the group in their homeland. They've made the journey down to California today. They're on the ascendancy here. It's left by Eustaquio. Ball out towards the far side of the pitch, and Nathan Saliba was not too good. Didn't get anywhere near to reaching Liam Miller. And South Africa have won it back. This is Mofokeng all the way back to Ocon. Ocon in the right back position. Chips it up to the halfway line. The tall Yaya Sithole flicks it on. The attempted overhead kick to clear from Saliba. And it does run through to the left-hand side. He's got range ahead of him here as Liam Miller. Cutting back inside. Liam Miller, who plays for Hull City in England, who have just been promoted to the top flight, the Premier League in England. It's lovely footwork again by Tejan Buchanan. Gets it wide to Johnston. It's a really good tackle coming in from Modiba. Modiba clears it against Johnston and out for a goal kick. Frustration for Canada. Relief for South Africa. 0-0 the scoreline. Time is fast creeping up on us. Great skills, great footwork that from Tejan Buchanan, who for me looks like he could be the go-to man for Canada. South Africa 0, Canada 0 in California. First of the round of 32. Best chance of the game so far coming from Canada. Derek Cornelius, who's currently on the ball at the back. He had a header, free header, straight at the goalkeeper. Canada have been the dominant force. My latest stat suggested that South Africa have had more of the ball than Canada. It didn't feel like they'd had more of the ball, but stats are stats, and we go with it. Only 34 minutes played, 11 minutes to go to half-time. It's been given away really cheaply there by Mbukazi in towards the penalty area. It's squared off by Saliba. Now here is a shot coming in from Oluwaseyi, and it was straight at the goalkeeper. It's fairly comfortable from Ronwen Williams, who reached up and gathered the ball with ease, but the clearance away there from Aubrey Modiba, in fact, not Mbukazi. Now South Africa on the attack down the right-hand side. Maseko into the penalty area. Slips slightly as he tries to turn away from the attentions of Richie Laraya. It's gone behind, and South Africa have themselves their first corner of the evening. Well, it could have been more dangerous there. Thapelo Maseko slipping, still kept position. He's being held onto a little bit by Richie Laraya. Certainly Canada, up to this point, are the better side. We are now into the final 10 minutes of the first half. In comes the cross. It was an attempted header in towards goal from Yaya Sithole, who is a tall player and a good target in those situations, but that header was floppy. It was back towards the back post and dropped behind for a goal kick to the Canadians. No danger from that South African corner. 9.5 minutes plus injury time at the end of the first half. It's Canada to move forward again up to the halfway line. Nice touch by Buchanan. And it's forward by Eustaquio. Lost in transit slightly by Oluwaseyi. Pulled up by Sithole. Comes all the way back to Ocon. This is Mbukazi. Lifted wide by Mukiena and Bukazi. Mukiena again. When they have the ball, South Africa, you don't feel as if there's any massive pace, but they can play that one long ball forward. It causes a problem. This one's caused a problem, and it was Apolis that wins a corner off of Bombito. Twisting and turning inside the penalty area. Just stumbled slightly on his own weight, and that invited the challenge for Bombito to turn the ball against Apolis and out for a goal kick. So it's not a corner, it's a goal kick. Decision absolutely spot on there, the officials. Difficult to call that in real time from this distance. Free kick to Canada, inside the South African half, wide on the left-hand side. Jesse March will be keen to get the job done today. To the round of 16. And a trip across to Houston to take on the Dutch or the Moroccans. That should be a tasty game. And then it's the quarterfinals. Back to the goalkeeper. Calmly done by Krapuk. Wide to Laraya. And back inside to Nathan Saliba. Saliba plays it through the lines. Really well done there to Oluwaseun. And then wide to Liam Miller, the go-to man on the left-hand side. Trying to take on the defender. Defender there was Maseko. Maseko's done really well, but it's run nicely to Saliba. Saliba loops it forward. It's going to be chased in the far corner by Richie Laraya. Good defending by Ocon again. Goalkeeper Ronwen Williams for South Africa clears. Only as far here as Jonathan David. He tries to chest it down. It's given away by David and then given away by Mujao. Neat turn by Oluwaseun. It's a really scrappy passage of play at the moment where both teams are unable to keep hold of the ball. Here come the South Africans. Apolis gets it wide to Modibo. Modibo with a back heel. Wise to it was wide man Buchanan. Down goes Nathan Saliba. There's a stoppage in play. The referee's given a free kick to Canada inside his own half here. That was a pretty robust challenge from Yaya Sitole, who crashed into the back of his opponent with his forearm. Little wonder that Nathan Saliba is prostrate on the ground at the full force of that collision. So whilst the treatment is administered, let me remind you that so far no goals. We have played 39 minutes. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Free kick to Canada. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The free kick is going to be taken by Maxime Crepeau, the goalkeeper, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Challenging for it was Oluwaseun. Buchanan. Buchanan tried to play it inside. It got a little bit congested in there. Now it's forward by Johnston. Oluwaseun has been caught, and the referee, with the help of the assistant referee's belated flag, has given a free kick in a dangerous position. Wraps his foot around the defender. There's Apolis, but doesn't get the ball. Shakes his head at the referee, but he didn't get the ball. That was the all-important factor, really. So, South Africa 0, Canada 0. But this is a free kick that's going to be put in by Eustaquio. His last free kick found the head of Cornelius. Free header straight at the goalkeeper. What can they conjure up here? This one's a lot closer. But it's from the right-hand side, not the left-hand side. It's on the right boot of Eustaquio. What can he conjure up? Eustaquio lifts it in. Up goes David. And up also goes Oluwaseun. It's his header. But it was always looping. And it's over the crossbar And it's going to be a goal kick. So that goal kick for South Africa, coming with a little over 3.5 minutes of play remaining in the first half. We get those 3 minutes added on, bolted on for the hydration break, plus anything else. A couple of little stoppages, but I don't think there's going to be too much, nothing substantial. He gets the ball. It's been a couple of times Ronwen Williams gets the ball for South Africa. The goalkeeper plays it out to the edge of his area and just stands there and waits, and it frustrates Canada, and they decide that they're going to come and press. Long ball forward on that occasion by Ronwen Williams. It was a case of one goalkeeper to the other, straight through to Crepeau. Crepeau now lifts it out to the right-hand side. Flicked inside by Buchanan. Nicely held up by Olawaseo. Olawaseo trying to bring in Laryea. Here's Miller, teasing his way forward over on the far left-hand side. Bringing in Laryea. And then Miller again. He's got ahead of his marker, plays it inside, deflects slightly, falls to Johnston. Johnston heading towards the left-hand side and managing to find Miller once more. Miller, 25 yards from the corner flag, plays it into Johnston, who quickly wisps into the penalty area, dabs it inside, but the quickest to react was Bukazili, and Bukazi puts it into the crowd over on the far side. Still 0-0. South Africa and Canada. Well, we suspected it might be a tight one, based on the fact that both have won one, drawn one and lost one so far in the group stages. Both finished second in their group. Corner to Canada. Stephen Eustaquio is going to take it. Cornelius is under the watchful guidance of Situli, who has height to challenge him. Bombito's in there. In comes the corner. Goalkeeper came and then went, and it's off the line. And then the second chance. Oh, it's been blocked on the line again. It's a charmed life that they're living at the back there, South Africa. Two great chances. I think the second one there came out to Buchanan, and he couldn't help it over the line. So many yellow shirts between him and the goal. I think it was a good save as well from Ronwen Williams. The corner comes in. The goalkeeper got caught in no man's land. He's beat, and it's off the line. And in the second chance, great save by Williams. The first one off the line splendidly by Aubrey Modiba. And that was a close call. It was Bombito's header cleared off the line. And then it was Buchanan who saw his shot saved well by the goalkeeper, who came racing off his line. He did get caught in no man's land there, and it nearly was a punishing decision by Williams, because he was going back, he was beaten, saved on the line. His blushes were saved really by Aubrey Modiba. They've had the two clear-cut chances in this game of the Canadians, and they are still seeking that opening goal. We're seconds away from knowing how much stoppage time we've got to play. Here's Miller, dabs it down the line. It's a chance maybe here. Referee had a look. He's given a goal kick. Well, he thought there, Richie Laryea, as he went swinging towards the ball, that he was tripped up. And Laryea has stayed down holding his knee. And the big question here is, do VAR revert the referee to the monitor? Laryea has gone down. He's gone to swing, and as he swung, he's swung his left leg into the back of the leg of the defender. The question is, Kaliso Mudai, does he challenge and get in the way? He's gone for the ball. He's not got the ball, but his leg has got in the way of the attacker. So that is one that VAR will certainly look at. But is there enough in it for a penalty? That's the big question. We are into 3 minutes of stoppage time. VAR have spoken in the earpiece of the referee. We don't know to what extent this penalty shout is being monitored by the VAR official. And that official is the Spaniard, Carlos Del Cerro Grande from Spain. No penalty, says the referee. VAR has not dragged out enough evidence to suggest that the referee could overturn it. And I think it's the fact that the defender, Murjao, put his foot across the defender, across the attacker. And it was Larrea that kicked his leg. He didn't play the ball. If he'd have played the ball, it would have been clear cut. The sun is out for the first time here this afternoon. Good turn by Saliba. Long ball over the top. Two central defenders will usher it back to goalkeeper Ronwen Williams. We have played 2 of the 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Might be a little bit extra for the delay caused by Richie Larrea going down inside that penalty area. But as I say, no penalty given. Kalisa Mudal didn't play the ball, but didn't really play the player. It was a player kicking the back of his leg. Towering header away from Alistair Johnston, who plays in Scotland for Celtic. Ball forward to find Oluwaseyi. Still Oluwaseyi. He's going all the way here. And he weaves inside the penalty area, and that's when South Africa stepped in their numbers to defend it. Mudal back to Okan, who delivers a clearance up towards the halfway line. South Africa have nearly got themselves through to half-time. And free kick has been given there for a foul on Emi Okan. Or was it Mudal? Mudal's gone down. It's Mudal. He's had a glance at his watch. Not quite there yet. He's got a little bit of additional to go on top of the 3 minutes that we've played because of the injury to Larrea just a few moments ago. And in fact, there is the half-time whistle from João Pinheiro. And the first action after that whistle was Jesse March coming onto the pitch to challenge the referee. And he's been stopped by his defender, Moise Bombito. He says, don't worry about it, boss. Get down the tunnel. Let's concentrate on the task in hand and getting our teeth into the second half. That second half is coming up at half-time. It is South Africa 0, Canada 0. Second half coming up very shortly after this break.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Well, welcome back. Second half commentary coming your way. South Africa 0, Canada 0 at half-time from the Inglewood Stadium in California. You are listening to studio-based off-tube commentary from the very first match in the round of 32 of this competition. Co-hosts Canada have had much the better of it in the first half, and we have seen a change being made here as the two teams come out for the second half. It looks like Talenta Mbata is going to come on, a central midfield player, to try and get South Africa on the board in this game. They are still 0-0. Had Derek Cornelius been a little bit more adventurous with his header from very close range, instead of putting it straight at Williams, and he would certainly been ahead, and then Williams making that fine save to keep out Buchanan moments after an initial clearance off of the line to deny Bombito's header. That was a clearance by Modiba. So two big chances for Canada in the first half, but it's still 0-0. Canada are something of a draw specialist. Drawn 4 of the last 7, so don't be surprised if this one does require extra time, maybe even penalties. But there's still the hope that this can be polished off in the 90. And then Mbata is coming on. He's ready. The fourth official is ready. Puts his board in the air, and it's Relaibu Mofokeng, who comes off. So Mofokeng off, and Talenta Mbata on. He plays another player that plays for Orlando Pirates, the CAF Champions League winners. 7 players in this South African squad. Not too many based in Europe. Imi Ocon at the back plays for Hanover in the second tier in Germany. Canada have a little bit more expertise in and around Europe, including Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich, although he's not in the side today. Here comes South Africa from the off in this second half. They are kicking in this second half from left to right in their bright yellow shirts and green shorts and yellow socks. Canada have opted to change their colours today from red to all black. So a long ball forward by Modiba, headed away firmly, precisely by Bombito, close to scoring in the first half. It's fed forward by Saliba, and now out wide to the right-hand side by Buchanan. Good interception coming in from Audrey Modiba. Really good battle, that Modiba against Buchanan. Ball in from Alistair Johnston was clearly over the line. Assistant referee puts his flag up, just as well really that Liam Miller didn't allow that one into the top corner, because it wouldn't have counted. Definitely a goal kick. And so with the